No, tradition is boring.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Woohoo!
Hey.
Hey!
Whoa.
Whoa, we are here!
Yes, we are.
It.
We made
was
it.
A very long trip from the North Pole to live today. We had to talk to Santa because we started. So there are amazing things happening today.
Yes,
Thank you
there
so
are.
much for being here.
So first of all, this is Mondo Market TV.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we are going to showcase several Santas today. So here's one thing you can do right now if you're watching this. And it is the same thing she's doing. What are you doing there?
I am sharing the broadcast.
Share the love, share the
Yes.
bells. I wish I had a bell and a Santa here. I don't have either, but we are going to show you
I've got the tummy though.
We are going to show you some amazing work from some amazing artists today.
Yes.
And that's another reason you want to share this because, you know, let's get the word out about the artists out there. They would appreciate that. Hey.
Jingle bells. That was like, hey.
Hey. So do you have your lights up? Are you ready for Christmas? It's all about Christmas now.
We have our tree up.
Oh, yes.
And instead of a star at the very top, we have a little unicorn, which is kind of cool.
And why did you put a unicorn there?
Because it was cool.
It was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we invite magic to your life. So are you really a fan of Christmas and do you decorate the whole house? How is it? I would like to know that. And one way you can do that, of course, is leaving some comments on this live streaming right now. We are live streaming on the MondoMarketTV.com page.
Yes.
On the Facebook Mondo Market TV page.
Yes.
And on the YouTube Curious Mondo page, right?
That's right.
Yes.
And the ultimate experience, I believe, would be on the Mondo Market TV website. So go there.
Yeah. So I know you probably have the lights out and you have the tree up, right? It's right after Thanksgiving.
Or at least
right?
you're planning on it, maybe.
Or if you're like me, you're still thinking, really, when is Christmas? But do you have a Santa there? Because, you know, it's all about a time for giving, a special time of the year, and Santa has a lot of meaning there. I want to know, do you have a Santa around your house? We, a little bit ago, like a few weeks ago, we had a course with Karen Baker, which is an art doll artist. And she gave a course here on how to sculpt Santas. It was unbelievable, right?
Yes, it was amazing.
People got so excited. I want you to see the final piece. So she created from zero, just a bar of clay, the whole Santa. And that Santa actually we put in an auction and it was sold for a collector later. So I want you to show the final piece that Karen Baker made.
Look at that.
Look at that.
How pretty is that?
That guy, and you know, that was fun because during the class, there was an incident where Karen burned his nose.
Yes.
So he had a nose surgery.
And in class, we saw that, how she
Yes,
fixed it,
yes,
which was really cool.
It was really unbelievable. But you know what really happened? That people really got excited about the class and the students start making Santas.
Yes.
So basically, the show today is about those students and what they made. We are going to show several pictures of several people, and there are more because I've seen on our Facebook group the amount of people that are getting the Santas done.
Yes.
I have yet to start mine. I already bought the fabric for the clothes, so my Santa, for example, will have blue dressing.
Oh.
Blue fans. Yeah. And I have that. I don't have the Santa, so I gotta get things going because or else I'm out of luck. We are just a few weeks away from Christmas, but there's still time. Think about this. In 2 or 3 days, you can start sculpting your Santa and have the Santa there. So it's going to be amazing. But there's a lot more when you sculpt your own Santa. What do you think is there? Why sculpt your Santa? I can go and get a plastic one anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, when you sculpt your own, it's an expression of you.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
I have my moments.
Expression of you, yeah. It becomes an heirloom piece as well.
Yes, exactly.
You know, something that you leave to other generations and they can appreciate the things you used to create with your beautiful hands.
Yes.
Now, it's a unique piece. There's only your Santa out there.
It's definitely one of a kind.
It's a one of a kind, so it makes it even more important. And if you believe in energy, the whole time you're sculpting, you're putting love into that.
Oh, yes.
Right, and you're thinking about Christmas and what it really means, what it's all about. And of course, it's not only going out there and buying stuff, right?
And the significance of that piece. I mean, in arts in general, but when you think about sculpting, Shahar, it's your hands. You're using your hands this whole time.
Yes.
You're close to that piece. You're touching it. You're kneading that dough. You're sculpting. You're putting the details.
There, right?
Right, it has a lot of you in it.
Uh-huh.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, so of course you can go and buy a Santa anywhere and put in the decoration and it's going to look good, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. And even if you never sculpted anything, of course, then you should take a course for that, and Curious Mondo can provide you that. But it's you, it's a representation of what you see that Santa being, and has a higher level of emotion in there that I think is important today too.
Absolutely.
Right? Sometimes, some days are difficult. Sometimes things happen in life.
Life happens to all of us.
Yes, we live in a difficult moment. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. So anything that you make that is really saying there is beauty in this world. And what I think is beautiful may be different than what you think is beautiful, but you're showing there is beauty in this world. You're putting out there.
Well, the act of
good
doing
vibes.
it.
It's all about vibes.
Exactly. And the act of doing it is bringing forth this beauty, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, by the way, before you say anything,
Yeah.
we've got Marilyn Ure is watching, and she said, 2 of my favorites right now. Well, thank you.
we were talking last night, actually. I think we both had not the perfect day yesterday, so we were...
Yeah, it was kind of a tough day.
It was kind of a tough day, but here's another one.
That's
all
right.
that matters.
Yes.
Let's show 3 artists first and their Santas. I want you really to pay attention to every single detail. Not only the sculpting part of the face and the heads. Of course, some are more advanced, some are their first one. That really doesn't matter. They did create a Santa. And look at how they put the costumes together.
Yes.
So look at this
So
one.
right now we're seeing from John, I believe, this is his Santa.
John Rangel, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
remember, this is, like we said earlier, we're showcasing the pictures of the Santas that you've created as a result of watching the course.
So look at his costume and how beautiful it is. And look at this little one. I don't know how big it is. The one we created in the class was about 14 inches, so I believe most of them are the same. But look how colorful this little guy is. Who's the artist?
Yes, Yelena Hall.
Oh, Elena Hall. Look how beautiful it is. This is a summer one.
Diane, look
And
at
she's not from
Diane.
Brazil, because that's how Santa would be in Brazil, by the beach. Even though he has a cowboy hat.
Yes.
Yes, very cool.
Very nice.
So we have more to show you. We have many Santas that came.
Yes.
And people posted in the Facebook group or sent us by email, and they are amazing, amazing. I totally forgot what I was going to say next.
Well, I don't know what you were going to say, but Shahar, it's so neat to see. When we're broadcasting, we always say, post your pictures of your work on Facebook,
Yes.
On the group, because we love seeing it. And the truth is, we really do love seeing them. It's so rewarding for not only us to see it, but our instructors
Yes.
to see what you're doing. And also for everyone involved. It's so cool to see that you can do it too, right?
There are many layers of that.
Exactly.
Right? When the instructor is here, of course, there is no audience. So they are always thinking, am I doing a good job? Am I teaching well? Are they watching? Are they all sleeping? All those things.
Yes.
And then there is the thing of participation and sharing. But what I think is really important is that we know many artists, they don't even call themselves artists.
Yeah, well, it's not an easy thing.
No, it's
to
not
actually
an easy thing.
recognize and step into that I'm an artist position. Yes.
Yes, and some of them don't share their work very much. I
Yeah.
actually, I scout for talent all the time, and I go to their profile pages, and many times you don't find one single creation. And they are amazing artists. But when they go to social media, they're kind of, no, I'm not going to share. People might think I'm trying to sell something, right? Well, we need to share what we create.
Yes.
We need to share. You are always going to be your worst critic. Right?
Yeah.
You always look and say, it's not perfect, I can see this, but that's not how the world sees what you're creating. So you need to be there showing what you create. And that's another reason we want to do these showcases. So, and send every week what people are creating, because that is a very important thing.
Yes.
Before we show the next 3 artists, what about talking about this?
Okay, so what do we
Well,
have
most
here?
of them started exactly with this type of supplies. So what we have here is the kit we actually created for Karen Baker's class, right? And we have a basic one and a deluxe one.
So these are the basic sculpting kits for you to get started, essentially.
Yes.
And the deluxe.
And the deluxe one. So quickly, let's go around what they have. So the basic one comes with the most amazing tool.
What she calls the magic tool. You can see
Yes.
here, it has basically two very critical points
Yes.
that is used throughout the entire part to sculpt and beautifully create texture and so forth.
The fantastic thing about this tool, I used to use another one, and I moved to this one. It's so good to work with because it touches the clay. Since it doesn't have any sharp points, just makes things a lot easier.
The fact that it doesn't have the sharp points are critical, you say, Shahar?
For me, they are, because they make it easier. I used to indent my clay a lot and have to work that with the other tool.
And
With
this tool-
one, because it's a spoon.
It's a spoon, and it has a good grip too. Here,
Yes.
a textured grip for you to hold on to.
Very good to work with.
This is the bigger size of the spoon, and then on the other end, you can see as I flip it, there's the smaller spoon,
Yes.
so that you can create the itty bitty details.
And then for any sculptor, especially if you're a beginner sculptor, you need to work with references because, and we know this personally, we are helping a friend of ours create a sculpting.
Yes.
And they think, okay, I have to have everything in my mind because if I look at a reference, I'm copying something. And that's not true. What you're doing is using a reference so you know where the nose is and where we think we know, but there's a lot to that. So this kit comes with two different tools for reference.
So here we have the skull, the reference skull, for you to know it's a representation of the head. So when you're sculpting, it'll guide you, correct, Shahar? So you know where to put the indentations and the muscles involved,
Where
the
jaw
jawline.
starts.
And then it also comes with the, if you see here, the ear that Karen has sculpted for your reference so that you can see exactly what are the things that you need to put in your ear, what lines, what indentations, what detail that needs to be shown.
Ears are very complicated to sculpt.
Absolutely.
So the reference is really, this is a resin cast of her sculpture, of course, for the year reference. And you see that you have perfect. I have tried the other way, put a mirror around here and try to look. It doesn't work well.
It's kind of hard to sculpt while you're on.
Then the hair is my favorite part.
Why is the hair the favorite part?
Because, you know, the hair is the frame for your face. I pay attention to hair a lot. So they have, this is a beautiful white with beautiful
What kind of hair is this, Shahar?
For this kit is tease water.
And look at these locks.
Yes.
They're so beautiful.
It's a breed of sheep.
Yes, it's an actual sheep. And this hair is amazing. I love the color. It has a very natural look to it. It's not all white, as in like fake looking white.
No, it's natural fiber
It's
too.
a natural fiber, so it looks like real hair, basically.
Yes.
And it's so soft, and the locks are really pretty.
And then it comes with the hardware for you, for example, to put on the feet when you sculpt the feet. That's Karen said that in the course. Extremely important if you're going to show your pieces in a gallery or in bazaars, especially bazaars, because people do touch, even though you may put a huge sign saying "Do not touch," they will touch, and you don't want your piece falling. These are exquisite and expensive things. You invested your most valuable asset, your time, into making them. So you want to make sure you have that well secure when you do. And we also have the same for the hands and the little 5 wires for you to sculpt the hand.
So because hands are typically so hard to sculpt, right, Shahar?
Yes, and you
so
need
this
to
gives
have
you
the support there.
So this gives you the head start, gives you the support that you'll need in order to create beautiful hands.
Yes, and you know there is an offer coming here, right? So for people that get this kit today, and while we are live, so you have a very short frame, you will get the detailing tool.
Ooh.
This tool
Tell me about this tool.
Well, this tool, Karen Baker uses every single time. If you watch any of the courses for April Jensen, you see that she also uses. It's a fantastic tool for you to design wrinkles, which unfortunately I learned they come in sets of 3.
Oh boy.
So I just don't want to count how many I have. But when you're sculpting...
So if you see one, you know that you get at least 2 other wrinkles.
Yes, so you have to make them, and they make your life a lot easier. And any creases that you have in the process, either feet or hand or whatever you're sculpting, they are amazing.
So this right here is the basic Santa kit. And when you purchase it today, you get the bonus detailing tool that we're talking about right now.
Yes, for the first. But before we talk about the deluxe kit, what about showing 3 other Santas?
I think that's a great idea. But listen, Shahar, we have a comment
Listen,
from...
Linda.
Listen,
Linda, listen.
Look at we have a comment here from Wayne. He said, awesome.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
awesome. And then Chris said, I would love this.
Yes.
Yes, you would.
You have 2 options. We are going to talk about the second one in a second.
Let's rephrase that, Chris. Instead of I would love this, I will say you will love it.
You will love it. Yeah, it gets you started with the right material. I have to tell that the hair alone, you will be able to create. You have half an ounce here. You're going to create several pieces with this one.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's a good thing. How many more or less can you make with just with this amount here?
It all depends on how much hair your Santa has.
Okay.
Or your dolls, because they can be half bald. They can be
But you don't use
hair.
a ton, right?
No,
in each
you
one?
don't. You actually grab the locks and pull them apart. And if you watch the course, she goes from the bottom layer up, gluing them together. So it goes a long way. It goes a long way. And they are gorgeous.
Yes.
Okay, let's show one more Santa.
So let's show another Santa right now. So look at that
Ooh,
from
look at
Joe.
this.
So pretty. Now these, if I remember correctly, these are they're tiny, right? They're small.
Yes, I think they're smaller.
I remember one of these. Am I thinking of the right one? One of these has like a beautiful little butt. Underneath the pants, like
well, we saw some butts,
a perfect little butt.
Yes, and it was beautiful because she did show the working process while she was making.
And this one from Kay.
Kay,
look at that.
And he has all the what is he holding?
I think the Christmas
the Christmas
balls,
decorations,
right? And stuff like that.
Yes, that's a gorgeous one as well. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
face.
Reagan, look at that. So I love the smile on that one.
Yes, we have here in the studio the full body one, but that face is, I mean, he's smiling, he's happy.
Yes.
He represents Christmas so well.
Yes.
It's a fantastic piece. Remember when Karen was talking, and if you go to the Curious Mondo blog, you will also see an interview that I did with Jack Johnson some years ago. And, he got many people started in the profession of art doll making, but they both started with Santas. Santa was the first sculpting that Karen Baker did, and Santa was the first one that Jack Johnson did. He had been laid off many years ago from a very high-paying job, and he was thinking, okay, what can I do? And he decided to sculpt a Santa.
Wow.
And he says that it was terrible. It was not a pretty Santa. It was his first sculpture.
I don't know about that.
He took to a bazaar or something, I think locally, and he sold that.
Nice.
So he went and made another one. He sold that. And then, well, look at this. The wife said, there might be something. So his wife and his son start helping. I don't remember each one what they were doing. One was cutting the clothes for that and whatever, right? And he started his profession. And think about this. You fast forward some years, he has started many people into this, including Marie Osmond, that has a doll company for many years. He taught her how to sculpt.
How incredible, yes.
So what I want to say is that during Christmas time is the time of the year that everybody asks you for donations, right? We have many things out there, many people out there that need our help, and it is about giving. And I know that around you, either a neighbor, maybe a son, maybe somebody you know, they are struggling. Right? They are struggling because they cannot make ends meet and stuff. Think about this, that if you show them, because if you show them how to start sculpting, you can change their lives. So even if you may say, I don't have any spare cash to give, and what I have, it wouldn't be enough. Well, you might want to give them a skill, and then they can move forward. Or you're going through a tough time, right? Well, you have what it takes to start creating. So just think about that, because there is a lot of joy during this time of year, and we want happiness to be around, but there is the tough side of life too, and we
Yes.
always know somebody.
Well, I like what you've said, Shahar, because giving is not always just about money. It's not.
No.
And so you can give and you can touch someone's life by introducing them to a new skill.
Yes.
By giving them the tools to get started on something, and maybe they'll find themselves in that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when you started somewhere when you were doing your sculpting, and it was likely because someone somehow introduced you to it, and then in that process you found that you really enjoy it, and that perhaps you can make a change for yourself, for your family, and for others involved.
Well, I told in another class, in a class that I don't know if I don't know what I do here anymore. So I was either hosting or teaching, and I said that when I got divorced, you were 4 years old, and I went through a tough time. And we started getting crystals and making gnomes out of that, out of epoxy clay, right? And I would put them in an egg carton because they were tiny, and I would start selling. That's how I started, really. And it provided what I needed for that time. And later, I loved stop motion animation. Like, I'm really fanatic about that. And I could only think, I want to make those things, I want to make those things. So each one of us has a different story.
Yeah.
But it's important to empower people and say, yes, you can do it, even though their first Santa may look more like a Grinch. But at least they're making something.
But look, at least you did it, because you can do it. And it doesn't matter that maybe it's not perfect, and maybe you have 4 wrinkles instead of 3 or instead of 6. But the fact is that you did it. You took action and you made it. And the improvement will come when you make it. So if you're just thinking about getting it perfect and you just want to like learn, but you're not really going to try, well, really, that evolving process is not going to happen until you actually sit down and you touch your hands on that clay and you start sculpting.
So important.
Super important.
And there are many more things we could say about that.
Yes.
But let's go to the deluxe kit. So that's your second option
So tell us
today.
about the deluxe kit,
So
Shahar.
the deluxe kit has everything the basic has.
Okay.
Okay, but it has more. For once, it has this cool cutting tool.
So tell me about this cutting tool and why is it important?
Well, the several reasons. First, it cuts the clay straight.
Okay.
Which depending on the project that you're working with the clay, that's an important factor.
Okay.
To cut it straight, not in an angle.
Because you're going to
If
go
you
like
cut,
this, boom.
Yes, if you cut just with blade knives, usually you're going to have them in an angle.
So it really helps when you're cutting the clay to be able to get
You have a
that
ruler
straight
with
edge.
you on the table while you're working, and you know the proportions for a doll, they are important.
Yes.
Right? So this is something that you refer quite often. But the funny thing, Nashla, is that this tool has been used in several classes that had nothing to do with sculpting.
Yes, actually, in some, for example, one example can I give of one of the classes that this is used on was with when we had the lamp working course here at Curious Mondo with Roger Child, and he uses this a lot. The way that he uses it, actually, this is good for any glass person if you're dealing with frit or any small particles of glass. He'll put the frit here, and then he does his lamp working business where he puts it in the, so like, let's say this is my mandrel. I have the hot glass here in the fire, and then I want to roll it in the frit. So he'll roll it here, and this is stainless steel, so it's okay with the heat. And then he puts it back, the mandrel back in the fire. But when he's done, he has a beautiful bead, but when he's done, what he does is he simply tilts this over like this, and there's a little, it's opened. And so all of that frit is going to fall into this little chamber, which then he's able to get his little jar and just go like this and tip it back into the jar. So it's really handy.
Yes.
Really handy way for him to use this.
It's also good if you make soap. For example, simple thing, you need to cut the bars of soap there.
You know what's interesting, Shahar? Well, what's interesting,
super useful.
Exactly, and by little things, I mean, you would never think that a straight edge makes such a difference,
but it does.
But it does, even when you're cutting your clay, because if you can have that straight edge to cut it, it's actually very helpful.
Yeah. So that's one thing that only comes in the deluxe kit.
So this comes in the deluxe kit.
The other thing that comes is the paint.
Oh,
the
tell me.
Genesis paint.
So the heat set paints. Tell me about these, Shahar.
Well, these are life-changing.
Ooh, why? Why?
That's what I found in my experience, because they incorporate to the clay in such a way that the final result is actually very natural. So you don't have, for example, if you're going to use acrylic or something like that, it's very easy to get a plasticky look into your final piece, right? It's not easy to use. You have to know how to use. The same happens in other medium like
Yes.
wood. Well, with this one, it really incorporates to the polymer, and you have to heat for a few minutes as well in the oven, but then it has that transparent feel to that.
Which makes it look more realistic.
More realistic. And here you have the basic colors that all the artists so
That most
far
artists
here at Curious Mondo use, that are, for example, the wrinkles one, that everywhere you have a wrinkle or you have a crease, you use that. And why do you use that? Because it's darker and it creates the depth of field that you're looking for.
So Shahar, in this kit, what colors come then?
So it comes the wrinkles. So this one that I just explained, the blush.
Wrinkles, the blush.
That, of course, you're going to use on the cheeks.
And
lips.
the lips.
Yes.
So you're the three main colors that you will need in order to do your Santa.
And this amount of paint will actually last you forever.
Really?
Right. You use such a tiny amount. It's not necessary to use a lot. So really, you're set with those colors. Then maybe later you get some other colors like the pyro red. It all depends how you want to make it your piece.
But this container here goes a long way. Essentially, you're not really going to need to buy any
for
more
a
of this.
very
You're
long
set.
time. You will have a very long career before you need to buy more.
And
then
and then
okay,
go ahead.
You go.
Well, no, I was going to say, so the main other things, of course, you get the same things that come in the basic. So you get the beautiful locks of hair, and you get the sculpting ears, and you get the head. But then you also get, and you get that cool magic tool, the spoon tool. But you also get, tell me about these. We have here the smoothing clay, the smoothing gel.
The smoothing gel is an option for you to smooth the clay while you're working.
Okay.
And the main difference between this gel and the gel you buy in craft store is that in the other one you have to be extremely careful when you're using, because it corrupts the integrity of the clay very fast. So if you're heavy-handed, so if you like a lot of stuff when you're doing, you may corrupt your clay with that, and then it's a
you don't want
disaster.
that.
Yes, but this one, no, it doesn't do that. So it's very easy to use. April Jensen actually used this in her class for the BJD doll.
Yes.
And I like it. And it's also good for you to keep your hands clean.
It helps you essentially smooth your piece.
Yes.
So it takes away some of the, just when you have all the fingerprints and stuff like that on there, and you use a very small amount, right?
You use also a very small amount, but it's not going to corrupt the clay
And
as
that's
the other oil would.
That is the key
Yes.
thing. It will not corrupt your
And
clay.
then the polishing wax. This
Tell me
is
about the
interesting.
polishing wax.
You don't need to cover the clay with anything, because the clay, once it's baked, it's not going to have pores. So it's not going to need anything. Like, for example, if you're sculpting with paper clay, you always need to seal that first. Later, right, when you finish, because you don't want anything going into the pores. It's not the case with clay. But this will give a very, very, very tiny shine to that piece. It's tiny, so if you compare to any type of varnish, it's like 10 times less. So if you're like me, that you don't like glossy stuff very much, this is perfect for you. So it's not really into the clay, it's on the surface, but it stays for a very long time and gives
a beautiful
finishing,
natural shine, essentially.
Yes, natural. That's the right word to say.
Good.
Because it doesn't look like, oh, there is some varnish here. That's not the case. We forgot about one thing. Both kits come with the glass eyes.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of important.
What are you going to do with the Santa No Eyes?
Yeah.
Do we have one here?
I have right here.
Okay.
So it comes with a 6mm blue eyes, because most Santas,
So we have it
I
here.
heard they have blue eyes.
I have it here in the package, but I'm going to take it off of the package so you can see it on the close-up
There's
shot.
a very important part with this one. This is a flat back glass eye.
And why is that important?
It's important especially if you are a beginner in sculpting. And I have to tell you why. And if you watch any of the courses, you saw that. Positioning the eyes is not as simple as it looks. It's not just putting out there. They tend to look different all the time, and it can create issues if you're starting sculpting. With the flat back, that is diminished. It's not totally over, but it's diminished. So once you put, it stays there, it doesn't move because it's not round. So it's going to be easier for you to adjust
So
where it
this,
stays.
just for you to see, this is the back of it. So you'll see it's flat. When I get it, see, it's flat. It's pretty flat. And then this is the front, the
It's
beautiful.
a flat back, so it's
It's,
flat.
it's a flat back.
Yeah.
And then here, of course, you see it now, how it looks
Yes.
from the
They're
front.
gorgeous eyes.
They're glass eyes,
High
and they're
quality
beautiful.
eyes. And that's one thing you have to think when you're buying supplies for dolls. Because of course there are options, there are plastic or even acrylic, but one of them is that you're not going to be able to put those in the oven, and even if you do many times, one of them comes like with a glaze afterwards that the other doesn't, so it really looks weird.
Yes.
They're not high quality. So for example, if you think, okay, this is a heirloom for my family, it's going to stay in my family for many generations, or I want to make to sell, you have to think that you have to be working with top-notch material.
Yes.
Right? So the glass eyes in this case are the only option for you because it's going to
Yes.
make, and
Well,
these
look.
are exactly the size that Karen uses for her
Shahar,
shells.
you don't want to spend so many hours and so much energy into creating this beautiful piece and have it be ruined by cheap eyes.
Yes.
Right?
No.
That you don't want that to
Not
happen.
at all.
So you do get the beautiful glass eyes. They're included in both,
both
kits.
kits.
Now, okay, before we show the next set of showcase the next set of Santas, Shahar, I want to ask number one, two questions for you. Number one, what are the bonuses that come with the deluxe kit? And number two, where do they get the kit?
Oh, that would be a good question.
Just a thought.
Oh, just saying, oh, that's a good question, Ashla. You can get the kit at mondomarkettv.com. Mondo, M-O-N-D-O, market.tv.com.
So mondomarkettv.com is where you go to get the kits. You'll
Yes.
see that right at the front page. In fact, you'll see both kits there for you next to our video that you're watching right now. But so what comes with the deluxe kit?
So with the deluxe kit, we have the detailing too as well, but you are also going to get a bar of clay to
Yes.
start sculpting your Santa. So here you have everything that you need to start the Santa. Take a look at this. You're saving at least $25 just with the bonus here.
Yes.
Right? Plus the price is a special price. So you get everything to get started. If you're thinking about somebody like a teenager, how many, even not even a teenager, 21, 22 years old.
What?
The one phrase you hear all the time is, Mom, I don't know what I want to do in life. Right?
No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, so it's very common, right? They're trying to figure out what they're good at, what they're going to do, which is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? Why not introduce them to a new thing, like sculpting? Of course, if you're really smart, you get this and you get the course, so there are no excuses there. But think about this. By start sculpting, what are the possibilities today for a person looking for a new profession? I have to tell you, there are many. If we look at because you might be thinking, yeah, who wants dolls today, right? Well, there's actually a very good market for that. But think about the movie industry and how many professions inside that industry that requires sculpting. For example, special effects. All the monsters that you see, there is an artist behind that. We were actually... Yeah, I know. Go.
Okay, so we were watching this thing on balloons for like the Thanksgiving parade where they had the ginormous balloons. Well, I didn't know, and neither did you, that the balloons are actually sculpted first before they become balloons.
So you have a small sculpture made by an artist that gets, of course, a scan, and from that it goes to the printing machine that prints the balloon. So think about this. When you go to eat fast food and you buy the toys that come in the kids' box, how do you think that's
Sculpted.
It's called art. Some of them are called art toys, and you have a whole legion of artists out there that they sculpt those.
Yes.
To make that, and many more, and many more. So what you're doing here is not starting somebody making art dolls. You might be opening a door for many professions out there because those characters need to be built for toys, for art toys, designer toys, garage kits, special effects. Puppets for theater. So there's a ton of things that can be started with this kit.
Yes.
So it's not only Santas, it's not only actors. See the possibilities.
So many possibilities. And I mean, I know you're going to see the possibilities, but it's true because there
See the
are so many possibilities.
There are. You might be introducing somebody to an amazing career, a very
Or-
well-paid career.
And even if you're thinking, no, I'm not going to introduce anyone to this, I'm just thinking about myself, which it's okay, totally okay to do. Well, hey, maybe I hope this serves to you as motivation to actually go deeper into it.
Exactly.
Right?
Let's show the next artist.
Let's
Okay.
let's see the next
So
artist.
Next Santa.
Ooh, from
Orsi.
Orsi. Look at that beautiful Santa. Now,
Is he playing an instrument? What is he
I
holding?
think I can't see from this far, but either he's playing an instrument or he's holding a dog. the two things that I've seen. Oh,
You that can see what
he's just holding a candy.
we were making that story so.
Okay, so Orsi, it's not. It's beautiful. It's just
Yeah.
that it's really far
The
and
monitor
small,
is really far
and we
from
can't
us.
really see.
Yeah.
it. So then we've got here
look at
from
those
Mary.
clothes. I like those clothes.
Yes, and he's holding a cane. And look, Mary made.
O'Connor, right?
Yes, and she made the Santa. He's actually has a beautiful white coat.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mine is blue.
I like how he has the expressive hands.
Yes, that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have here from Lucia, I believe, Lucia Cortez. And she has beautiful green Santa.
That's a nice
holding.
green
Look,
one.
and he's holding a tree
And a teddy bear.
And a teddy bear.
That's awesome.
And the cane. How cool is that?
Yes.
So
and-
beautiful.
And there were more. They were just not finished.
Oh,
right?
yes.
But we've been getting there was one. If you join our group, I Love Arts and Crafts. There is an artist that is creating. The Santa has that expression that it's good in life.
Yes.
It's good, right? So it's really impressive what they can make.
You do your little.
And this because they were excited with the course and
Exactly.
they got it going right away.
Exactly, and it's so wonderful to see that.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's left to say?
Well, I know.
But go.
Go to mondomarkettv.com. Click on the kit that works for you. Remember, you have two options of kits. You can get the basic Santa sculpting kit, which is the one that you saw here on the side that we talked about. And the other option is the deluxe kit. Either kits, you will get bonuses, but the main distinction is the basic kit comes with one detailing tool, which is an amazing tool. You definitely want to have this in your arsenal of tools. But then the deluxe kit also comes with the detailing tool as a bonus.
Yes.
And a bar, a 1 pound bar of clay for you to get started right away. So this is a great, great deal. Now listen, if you go to the website 3 days from now and try to get the kits, you will get the kits. But it will not include the bonus items.
Yes, that's important.
So,
Only today.
yes, if you want to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity to get these amazing tools, do it right now while we're broadcasting, okay? And Shahar, by the way, if they were to buy these tools separately, how much
Just
do they...
the bonus, its roughest estimate is about $25. Just
So
the
you
bonus.
save about $25 at least when you purchase your kit right now.
We know that an experienced sculptor like Karen, she can use one bar to create at least 2 full dolls, and she makes 14-inch
dolls.
But we also know that if you are a beginner, you're most likely to overuse the clay a little bit. So it's never enough. You have to have bars out there.
You can never have
Can
enough
you imagine
clay.
you are on the last finger? So you stay 3 days sculpting, and the last finger, and you run out of clay.
No, that would be horrible. And then you have to wait for it to come and all of that. The drama.
And we are shipping right away. We
Yes,
have
oh
everything
yes.
here.
Your orders come in today, they ship out today.
So you
So
will have, unless you live in a very far away country, you're going to have this with time enough to sculpt before Christmas.
yes.
Woo! But then you cannot keep thinking like 10 years, should I get the kit or shouldn't I get the kit? Should I get the kit or should I get...
You should get the kit.
Yes, because
Basically, get the kit.
the post office is already busy.
Chris, get that kit. You will love it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but don't forget, this is the time of the year that the post office is busy, we are busy, so you don't want to keep thinking too much because it's a no-brainer here. It's very affordable. If you want to give this as a gift, just let us know to whom and the address, and we'll send as a gift. And done. And if you want to yourself, you still have the time to create that Santa. So
Yes.
postponing a very small decision it's not a good idea.
Yes, don't postpone.
Don't postpone.
And remember, you get everything that you need in order to get started. In the deluxe kit, should I go over everything that we get?
Very fast, yes.
Very quickly. So in the basic kit comes with the beautiful Teasdale locks of hair. These are beautiful, amazing. It has a very natural shine to it, very natural color, and beautiful locks. So
I have a question for you.
You'll use this for hair and beard.
So when they are buying, do they have a comment box where they can put something or not?
Yeah, I believe so. They can put comment instructions or something.
So just in case you already have the Tease Water one and you want the Wensley
Oh,
Dale,
you're making it complicated, Shahar.
just let us know. We'll be happy to put that.
Well, but here, you got to explain. You can't just say, we're going to explain why the Wensley Dale can be a good option.
Well, first, if you already have the Tease Water, is
Yes.
a good option. They are very similar, but the Wensleydale is wider.
Okay.
It's a little wider.
The
wider.
Wensleydale.
It doesn't have any shade of yellow as the other does. So,
So
they're perfect, both of them.
They're both equally great hairs, but the difference is hair. Well,
This foreigners.
the difference, the main difference between the two is the color. So the Wensleydale will be lighter. The white will be a little bit lighter, like she said, less yellow. And the curls are more pronounced.
Yes.
So I actually, personally, I prefer the Wensleydale. It has beautiful curls, but so does the Tease Water. So you're good either way. But if you already have the Tease Water and you want the Wensleydale, just type it in on when you're checking
They
out.
both say, meh.
Yeah. Just type it in the special instructions box. But so what's included in the basic kit? You get the hair. Okay, which is enough for more than one sculpture. You get the beautiful eyes, the beautiful glass blue eyes right there. You'll see
6 millimeters.
6 millimeters. These are great eyes. You get the
skull.
the reference skull for you to use and be able to use as a reference and know exactly where the jaw marks are and what to do. You get.
We have to say one thing about that, though.
Okay.
The first 4 people will get this one.
Oh.
And the others will get a bigger skull.
Okay, but they're both reference schools that will be
they are the
perfect for
same.
you.
They're exactly the same.
You get a set of the ears, of the reference ears, sculpted by Karen herself, so that you know what muscles and what indentations and all of that, so you can follow along. Apparently, sculpting ears isn't actually that simple.
No,
And
you need to be looking.
You need
at
to be
something,
looking,
yes.
and you can't be looking at your own. And so use the reference ears for yourself, so it'll help and save you a ton of time. Then you also get the hardware. So you know that sculpting hands can be a challenge. So you get the frame structure for you to start with your hands there, and you also get the other materials that you'll need.
And if you're thinking, what do I do with that? With the hand specifically, you're going to glue the wire here. See, and this you put into the wire in the armature.
And you get the same for the feet as well. So you get this for the hardware for the hands and the feet. You also get what we refer to as the magic tool. This is the sculpting modeling tool that will be used quite a bit. It has 2 points. It has the big spoon on one end and the small spoon on the other. And you get this amazing grip, textured grip for you to hold on to, since you're going to be holding on to this tool for quite a bit. And I believe I covered everything, right,
For the basic, yes. And
then, of course, hold on, but
the
wait,
bonus.
there's more. You get the bonus detailing tool, which is amazing for if you're doing wrinkles and things like that.
And we just got those here, so.
So this,
wanna pass that
the
out.
bonus tool, remember, only comes during the broadcast today. So keep that in mind. And then on the deluxe kit,
So everything that you just saw, plus
you get the heat set paints. Now these are important. Remember what Shahar talked about, where you get the natural look to it because it's kind of transparent and all that. So you get the three sets of paints. You get blush. You get the wrinkles. You get blush, and you get lips. The 3 main things that you'll need. Then you also get the smoothing gel. So this you're going to use in order for you to smooth your clay. And the main thing about this that Shahar talked about, this does not damage the integrity of your clay. So that is crucial, because you don't want to damage your piece after working so much into
you don't
it.
want that at all.
And then you also get the polymer clay wax, the polishing wax. So you get this beautiful natural shine to your piece.
Very subtle shine.
Very subtle, but oh so
beautiful.
crucial. Yes.
Cool.
And of course, it comes with the bonus items.
Yes.
You get the detailing tool, And you also get 1 pound of clay. Now, hey, why not? This way you're all set and good to go to get started with this clay.
Yes. So before we end, I want actually to show all the Santas that we had showcased.
Yes.
We can
all
start
together?
with Karen Baker's one. Yes. Just let's show everybody again.
Perfect.
Because when you share this, remember you're sharing the artists as well and their work.
Yes.
And we want that.
And
So
how
let's see the
wonderful
first
is
one.
that? So,
Yeah, so
let's
that's
see.
Karen's?
That's Karen's, and we did together in class.
Yes.
And then we've got John's. Look at that. It's so cool. I love the expressive hands here, too.
Yes.
It gives it motion.
I like that too. This cute little guy.
Elena, look at that. Cute Santa.
Yes. Congratulations, Elena. And this is?
This is Diane's. This is the summer Santa. I love the details, holding ice cream and holding the cup. So
I have
cool.
a feeling he's a cowboy. Joe?
Joe, the miniature Santas with the cute tush. That you can't see right there, but you can see in the Facebook group. Kay, look at that. Santa holding the ornaments, and so pretty. And then Reagan with her beautiful, expressive Santa.
And he's kind of bald. See, she didn't use a lot of fiber.
Yes.
Orsi, Gordon?
Look at that, holding the candy.
Yeah.
Candy, not a dog. Mary, look at that with that expressive, the gestures, the hand gestures as well. And Lucia.
The green from Lucia Cortez.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So pretty.
Guys,
very
congratulations.
nice.
It's so amazing when you actually start a project and you finish.
Yes.
You know, I worked on TV for many years in my country, and I was once talking to one of the directors that was a friend of mine, and he was so mad because somebody, I don't know what happened, the guy got a promotion or something, and he was mad about that. So when he had his session with his shrink, I don't know, but shrinks are very popular in South America. There's a ton. So he was mad at the shrink when he was talking to me because he said, so I told my shrink how unfair it was that this guy got this, and that, and I'm not getting anywhere. And he said, and you said, well, you would think that he's better than me. And the shrink said, well, to a point he is, because he took action. And you didn't. And that's the difference why he is where he is and you're not. Because, you know, finding excuses not to do things.
Hard to hear sometimes, but
Very
so
hard
true.
to hear. Very hard to hear, but it's true. It keeps you in the same spot.
Yes.
Right? But when you get started, so you acquire one of the kits, the one that fits your needs, and then you start making and you finish, and what we showed you here are amazing people that they actually had a very short period of time. I think the class was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So very short
and they've
piece of time.
accomplished
There's
so
some
much.
of them, they're already on the 2nd or 3rd Santa. Right? You have to give kudos.
Yes.
Right? Because in a short period of time, they created something beautiful. And that's what I want to leave you with.
Yes.
Get it going.
Get it going. And I mean, it's not a race. It's amazing that they're in a short period of time that they did so much. But listen, even if you're still on your first one, as long as
you're
you're
take 6 months,
as
for
long
next
as you're
Christmas.
progressing, as long as you're taking that action, you're awesome.
And, you know, don't try to get the perfect Santa. Because
It's not going to happen.
in life, in business, and in art, you don't have to get it perfect.
You just have to get it going.
And that's what you need to do. Get
Yes.
it going. Click on the button that is right for you. Share
So-
the video so you help promote not only us, but all the artists as well.
Of course. And go to
Yes.
mondomarkettv.com to get your kits. And remember, Mondo is MONDO. mondomarkettv.com to get your kits, okay?
Yes,
Click on the
and-
option that works for you. Do it right now, and you get the bonus items.
And I'll see you next week.
See you next week.